You didn't run anywhere today. You didn't lift anything heavy. You didn't even leave the house. And yet, your body feels like it walked through wet sand for 10 hours. Why does rest not feel like rest? Why does doing nothing still feel like something is being taken from you? Let's sit with that question for a while. You tell yourself you're lazy. You tell yourself something is wrong with your body. You search, why am I always tired at 1 a.m. again? But here's what almost no one tells you. Fatigue isn't only physical. There's a kind of tiredness that has nothing to do with your muscles. It lives somewhere else, in the part of your brain that never stopped working, even while your body sat still. Psychologists call this cognitive fatigue, and it doesn't come from effort. It comes from unfinished effort. Half-started tasks, unanswered messages sitting in the back of your mind. Decisions you postponed but never closed. Each one is small, but your brain doesn't experience them as small. It experiences them as open loops, threads it cannot let go of. You are not broken. You are not weak. You are not failing at rest. You are simply carrying more than you can see. This isn't a character flaw. It's a feature of how attention works. The mind was built to track threats, tasks, and unresolved problems, not because you're anxious, but because for most of human history, an unresolved problem could mean danger. So your brain holds on, even when your body lies still. Even when you tell it, we're safe now, you can stop. It doesn't fully believe you. Not yet. Here's what's actually happening underneath. Your brain has something called the default mode network, the system that activates when you're not focused on a task. Daydreaming, showering, staring at the ceiling. You'd think this is where rest happens, and sometimes it is. But for many people, this network doesn't go quiet. Instead, it loops. It replays conversations. It rehearses arguments that haven't happened yet. It revisits a sentence you said 3 days ago and turns it over and over, like a stone in a pocket. This is called rumination, and it's metabolically expensive. Your brain uses roughly 20% of your body's energy, even at rest. When it's stuck in a loop, that number doesn't drop. It often climbs. So your body isn't lying to you. You did spend energy today, just not the kind that shows up as sweat. There's also a second mechanism at play, something psychologists call decision fatigue. Every choice you make, what to eat, what to say, what to ignore, what to feel guilty about, draws from the same limited well. It doesn't matter if the decisions are big or small. The well doesn't know the difference. By evening, that well runs low, and what's left feels like exhaustion, even though you did nothing today. So what do you actually do with this? Here are 5 shifts, each grounded in how the mind works, not in willpower. Write down the unfinished tasks circling in your head. This isn't productivity advice. It's neurological housekeeping. Studies on the Zeigarnik effect show that unfinished tasks occupy more mental space than completed ones. Simply naming them reduces the cognitive load they create. Lying down is not the same as resting. If your mind is still running, your body doesn't fully downshift. True rest requires your attention, not just your position, to settle. Make small decisions, what to wear, what to eat, before your decision-making well runs low. This is why some of the most mentally demanding people simplify the unimportant choices in their life, not from discipline, from conservation. Unstructured time isn't laziness. It's when the brain consolidates memory and processes emotion. Give it 5 minutes unscheduled, not scrolling, just looking out a window. Telling yourself, I shouldn't be tired, adds a second layer of stress on top of the first. Psychologists call this meta-emotion, having a negative reaction to your negative reaction. Simply naming the state, I'm mentally fatigued, reduces the emotional charge around it. This is supported by research on affect labeling, which shows that naming an emotional state calms activity in the brain's threat response center. Here's the simplest way to hold all of this. Think of your mind like a river, and your attention like the water in it. Every unfinished task, every unspoken worry, every postponed decision is a stone dropped into that river. One stone barely changes the flow, but by evening, you've dropped in dozens without noticing. The water doesn't stop moving, it just moves slower, curling around each obstacle, using more force to travel the same distance. That's your fatigue. Not weakness, not failure, just resistance accumulated quietly all day long. You don't need to fix yourself tonight. You don't need a new routine by tomorrow. You only need to understand that tiredness without movement is still tiredness, that a mind can run all day without your feet ever leaving the floor. So if you're lying there, wondering why stillness doesn't feel restful, it's not because something is wrong with you. It's because your mind has been working, quietly, the entire time. Let the stones settle. The water will find its pace again.